there is a side of this that's not terribly negative. Is because of all these accusations, we can confidently say that the P320 has been through more testing, more rough handling specifications, more destructive testing than any firearm, any pistol that's ever been manufactured. And that's something we can easily stand by because, we've been in a situation where we're doing everything we know how to do to make them fail.
Now, I've had Ron Cohen, the CEO of SIG, on the program on more than one occasion, and we've talked about the 320 as well. And that's where I was going. You kind of jumped there. I had answered my question. My next question was, is this the most tested gun in your lineup? And I believe Ron has told me that it is, in fact, the most tested gun. And ladies and gentlemen, if you visit the website, you will see the most tested and proven sidearm ever. And SIG clearly stands by it. Real quick, the videos that are out that some of the YouTubers are going after you on, how do you respond to that? Or is anything clear from those videos that SIG wants to reply to?
Well, there's a lot of videos out. It just depends on what the hot topic of the day is. A lot of the in-holster discharges that we've seen are usually pretty vague. They're very pixelated. It's hard to see what's going on. But there is one that's standing out that it's a very clear video. It shows a lot of different angles, and that's the Montville PD. For those of your listeners that don't understand what that is, there was a group of officers, and one of them was bending over to pick up the suspect's feet. And as he was standing up, he bumped into an officer that was on the left side of the suspect. And when that contact happened, the firearm discharged. And we started looking at this video. The initial ones we had were kind of grainy, and they were of the cameras that were actually in the station, and we got our hands on some really good footage. And when we slowed down the footage and paused it and started looking, we realized that every single police officer in that building had a set of keys on their belt keepers on the front of their belt. And I'm not saying this is bad, because when I was a cop, that's where I kept all my keys as well, on my belt keeper in the front. And
Phil, let me stop you quickly. We're getting ready to take a break. We're getting hit by a hard break. Can I keep you into the next segment, please? I want to finish this conversation. Do you have time to do that?
Of course.
Great. We're going to keep Phil Strader. Phil is, of course, the Vice President of Consumer Affairs for SIG. We're talking about some of the 320 issues you might have seen or heard about on the internet. We're letting SIG address those right here on the program today. We'll be back with co-host Ryan Petty and Phil Strader from SIG Sauer right after this. Don't go away.